You ever wake up thinking it's just another Tuesday? Then by sundown, everything you believed about love, family, and trust just shatters. Yeah, that was the day my whole world spun off its axis. And it all started with a kid in a pediatric hallway, blue eyes hollow, hair too thin, hands clenched tight like he was holding onto the last bit of hope left in him. I'd been a nurse long enough to see broken kids, but there was something about Lucas, something that said, don't look away, so I sat with him, didn't push, just waited. That's how you earn trust in my world. You sit with someone's silence long enough, and eventually, they reach for your hand, and in that moment, you know you're not letting go. That night, I went home to Gregory, my anchor, my soft place to land, and told him about Lucas. He listened, the way he always did, and the next day, I brought 2 sandwiches instead of one. That's how it started, a quiet promise to a silent boy nobody else wanted to claim. Folks at work warned me, he's not your responsibility, Vanessa. You're getting too attached. Maybe I was, but when you see a child with bruises that tell stories words never could, when you hold that little hand in yours, it's not about responsibility. It's about recognizing your own reflection in someone else's hurt. So I filed the papers, jumped through the hoops, and one Thursday, Lucas was mine. No fanfare, just a small boy clutching a bear, standing in my living room, looking at me like he wanted to believe family was real. Gregory and I gave him everything we could. A blue room with stars on the ceiling, nights spent listening for nightmares, mornings where relief washed over me just seeing him there. We didn't have much, but we made it count. Campouts in the backyard, marshmallows over bricks Gregory laid one by one. Spelling test B+ hung like a gold medal on the fridge, but you can't erase old scars overnight. Lucas flinched at loud voices, hesitated before asking for anything, always scanning the room to make sure love wasn't a trick. And yeah, the world noticed, skin color, questions at school, whispers at the park. Is that your real mom? I never pushed him, just showed up, again and again, with notes in lunchboxes, smiles at recitals, bandages for scraped knees. I loved him so hard I thought it would be enough. But love's a gamble, isn't it? Sometimes you bet everything and still lose. As Lucas got older, he changed. Thank yous dried up, hugs turned to shrugs, laughter in the kitchen faded to slamming doors. He found new friends, boys who walked with swagger and trouble, boys who made him feel like belonging was something you had to earn with attitude. He'd snap, you wouldn't get it. And maybe he was right. Maybe I didn't. Still, I packed his bags for college, cried into the laundry, told myself every mother loses her child to the world at some point. But when Gregory died, a stroke, though I swear the hospital's mistake was what really killed him, Lucas didn't come home. I called after the funeral, voice raw, and all he said was, sorry, I've got exams. No questions, no comfort, just a dialed tone where my heart used to be. That grief was different, colder, lonelier, the kind that leaves you staring at streetlights all night, wondering what you did wrong. But love's not a contract. You don't get to quit when it stops being easy. I kept going, sold family treasures to keep Lucas in school, held on to memories like lifelines, refused to let bitterness harden what was left of me. Then came the lawsuit. Gregory's death was more than bad luck. It was malpractice, and I fought tooth and nail for justice, dragging secrets out of hospital records, letting a bulldog lawyer chase every last penny. When the settlement came, $9.5 million, I kept it hidden, quiet, tucked away for a future I wasn't even sure would show up. The house stayed the same. I didn't upgrade a thing. No one, least of all Lucas, ever asked about my life anymore. Years passed in silence. No calls, no holidays, just quiet meals in the house we built, dust settling on old photos. Then, out of nowhere, Lucas showed up, suit sharp, hair slicked back, beautiful girlfriend on his arm, a lawyer named Jessica, all warmth and charm. Hi, Mom, he said, like he'd never been gone, and for a second, I almost believed him. They laughed at old stories, helped with dinner, talked about protecting my future with legal paperwork, trusts, wills, all things I figured came from love, not calculation. Jessica slid documents across the table. Just sign here. Vanessa, it's all routine. Just want to make sure you're taken care of. And maybe I was tired. Maybe I just wanted to trust him again, so I signed. Days passed. The house felt different, like it was holding its breath. Then one afternoon, my key wouldn't fit the lock. I tried again, panic swelling in my chest. Lucas appeared, face cold, voice steady. It's not personal, Vanessa. It's just time to move on. I couldn't breathe. The home I'd poured my soul into, the family I'd built with my own hands, gone in the space of a signature. That night, I slept in my car, pride aching but not broken. Motel walls replaced framed memories, and all the old hurt came roaring back. But you know what? I'd survived worse. I had a war chest nobody knew about. I made calls. I gathered evidence. I turned my heartbreak into strategy. Lucas thought he'd beaten me. Jessica thought she'd charmed her way into an inheritance. What they didn't count on was me fighting back. The lawyers I hired found every forged signature, every greedy little plan, every betrayal, and brought it to court. The story blew up. Adopted son betrays mom. And suddenly strangers were rooting for me, offering help, sending letters. In the courtroom, I sat straight and steady, let the truth speak for itself. Every lie they told collapsed under the weight of my patience, my love, my proof. The judge gave me back my home, voided their con. Lucas and Jessica lost everything they tried to steal that I didn't cry. I didn't gloat. I just went home, ran my hands over the old walls, and let myself feel the kind of peace that comes after a storm. Gregory would have been proud. I looked at old photos, not with regret, but with gratitude. The lesson? Sometimes love costs more than you ever expected, but the only way to lose is to stop loving, even when it hurts. Now, I'm not saying I came out of it unscarred. I'll always carry that ache, always wonder if there was something else I could have done. But in the end, dignity isn't about never being betrayed. It's about getting back up when you are, holding your head high, and claiming your story as your OWNSO. Tell me, where's the line between love and self-preservation? Between forgiveness and letting go? If you've ever lost something you built from nothing, family, home, trust, what did you do next? Drop your story below. Let's talk about what justice really looks like. Because sometimes, the truest victories aren't about revenge. They're about rising, quiet, steady, unbreakable, and showing the world you're more than the worst thing that ever happened to you.